thing that we do want to talk about tonight is Pottstown and the valuable assets of our community members. We also want to think about the power of place and the places in our past and future that allow community members to shine and exhibit their talents, skills, and gifts to benefit one another and contribute to a better Pottstown. For some, that place was and may still be the YMCA, despite its downsized footprint. Or maybe that place was or is the Ricketts Center. Or maybe it's your church or your school or some other place. But regardless of the place, there is most likely an overarching characteristic that spans beyond the place itself to include basic human connection. Humans are social creatures. For the most part, we seek out community and find meaning when we are part of something that's much larger than ourselves. You can live in Pottstown, and you can't live in Pottstown and not have heard about or seen or experienced the effects of post-industrial trauma. We see it in the loss of living wage jobs, the poverty, the stress of trying to make ends meet and struggling to just get by, and maybe never getting ahead. Pottstown has experienced a lot of loss and disappointment associated with that trauma, but we are also strong and resilient people. We have to be to survive. Maybe you've noticed some changes in Pottstown or heard comparisons about Pottstown to be the next Phoenixville. I have no desire for us to be the next Phoenixville. And the reason for that is that we have some similarities, but we are also distinctly different, and our community is uniquely special. Look around this room. We are a diverse community that has managed, for better or worse, to be very integrated. That is a testament to who we are. I didn't always live in Pottstown, but after living here for over 2 decades, it is my home, and it's hard to imagine living anywhere else. But that wasn't always how I felt. In fact, until about 2010, all I dreamed about was getting enough education under my belt to move away, never look back, and work on community development projects in a faraway place halfway across the globe. At that time, I had just completed getting my bachelor's degree, and I was in a state of flux and really didn't feel confident about what to do next. Luckily, I had a job which offered the flexibility for me to start volunteering. So I started going to the Ricketts Center every afternoon. The staff and young people there became my family. Miss Hetty would sing like an angel as she served the kids their snack. Mr. Paul would be working out in Clacker's old weight room with teens, and Miss Jan would have a group of teenage girls crowded by her office, chattering and gossiping. Those months were a time of awakening for me. I formed lasting friendships with young people in my community. I was blessed with a second family when I walked into the center's doors each day. I went from being pretty timid to being more vocal and confident. My dream of traveling abroad to do community development work shifted to a more local focus. I realized I didn't want to move to a different continent to do important work. There was enough work to be done when I stepped out my front door. The center became my community. It made me want to fight for something, to stand for something more than myself. The center helped me grow and be a better person. But amidst all the blessings of the center and the people there was one source of contention and frustration that I kept butting my head up against, and that was Olivet Boys and Girls Club. As I got to know the kids better, I more blatantly saw the injustices and disproportionate investment of Olivet in Pottstown versus their Reading locations. And being the social justice warrior that I am, I could and not let that rest. I researched, I wrote letters, and contacted Olivet's administration in Reading, and I was not well received. This only made me want to fight harder, because at the end of the day, it was young lives and lost opportunities that were at stake. This experience made me realize that the community has so many internal assets. Often we look outside ourselves to find a solution to a problem or to catapult change, when really we have the strength and assets within and immediately around us to make the change we want to see or find the perfect solution, because we intimately understand the problem and the impact that it has. It is in this place of connection and subjectivity that we find our passion. I feel so many assets. I see so many assets tonight here in this room, just as I saw the assets of the next generation at the Ricketts Center. We often look to charismatic leaders to propel our direction, but I think there is always other ways to look at leadership. My favorite civil rights leader, Ella Baker, believed good leadership created opportunities for others to realize and expand their own talents. skills, and potential to be leaders themselves. She described good leadership as group-centered leadership. Group-centered leadership means that leaders form in groups and are committed to building collective power and struggling for collective goals. In confronting the oppression and injustice around them, people overcome the oppression in their own minds, pushing aside the beliefs that limit one's abilities and skills. In a community, we all have a place, a commitment to know one another, to be the best leader we can be, to encourage leadership in our neighbors and our young people. For many, the Ricketts Center was that place where internal assets were able to be cultivated and leadership was grown. I am not saying that the center is not these things today, but as I read the headlines in the Mercury about bullying, violence, behavioral issues at the middle school, I am reminded that a community center is powerful because it is an extension of the community itself.